Welcome back to the channel and for watching these videos as always. Before I get into today's video, I just wanted to highlight the fact that only 30% of the folks that watch these videos are subscribed. So if you do like the videos and say it's a no-nonsense channel, I just give you the benefit of what I'm learning as I go, please do me a favour and hit that like and subscribe button. But today you find me back in my garage and I'm trying to sort out the issue with the chair. So if you remember on one of the previous videos, the runner that sits underneath it to allow you to bring the chair backwards and forwards was broken, and it's because one of these cheap acrylic brackets that holds the other end of the shaft here. So you can see this is holding the front of it, and this spring here just there is what means you have to have pressure to be able to rock this forward, and that spring is taking the pressure. But with a cheap acrylic plastic, and you can see it was shattering on that edge there as well as the top edge that snapped off. These things get brittle over time. Now say this front one's fine because it's not taking any real load, it's the rear one next to the spring that's taking a load. But I'm fortunate enough that my father-in-law has milled me up a version of this in steel, so it won't snap again. I've managed to get it on, and I'm not sure if I can quite show you. In fact I can't because I need two hands to do it. But after a bit of profanity and using some clamps to get it on, I managed to locate this end in to keep everything nice and square and keep the spring really loaded up under tension there. So that's all done. So now I just need to put the rest of the chair back together so that I can get it on the boat this weekend, and that's another job off the list of things to do. I'll also take another video when I'm back over the boat so I can show you also what jobs I have also completed to date. But there are just a few jobs remaining, but I'm going to quickly get back to putting the rest of this chair back together, and I'll show you once it's done. So now that base is on, but I thought whilst I've got it off, I'm going to take the front lift bolster out, because if I show you from here, if I try and hold this at the same time, actually quite stiff to move. If you can see that, it doesn't move very easily. So what I've done is I've taken the other side off. As you can see now, I've just put silicone oil in all the joints, and it's lovely and free movement. So I'm going to do it to this one, put this one back on first, take that one off, clean it up, and then oil that. And I've got literally this silicone oil. I've had this, my father got this for me when he used to work at Ford's, and in 30 odd years that's all I've used of it. It's brilliant stuff. So I'm gonna do it on that one, then I'll give the chair a clean up. I've got some wet wipes to use on here, and then it'll be ready to go back on the boat. So I'll show you when I got to that stage. So what we have now is a nice working, nice to move seat, which all moves at the same time now. Before it was a bit stiff and it would move differently between each end because one end was stiffer than the other. Now it's a nice smooth movement all the way down. Pleased with that. So next thing is to get it back on the boat. Well, it wouldn't be boating if it didn't fight me every step of the way. So these two bolts were fine, and you can see that the washers are on there on this side, what I realised, I had to take it all off again because, not if you're sure if you can quite see, but that top of the bolt there, when you try to move the mechanism, when the washer was there, you didn't have space to move it. Same on the rear one, but the rear one has dropped in ever so slightly into the fixing, so it's solid, but it's a nightmare. So before I show you the seat in place back in the boat, I just thought I'd show you the lazarette in the cockpit. I've given it a good clean. So essentially, see that mould down there? The whole thing was mouldy, mildewy, but I've got a lot of it off, and how I do that is I put tissue paper or kitchen roll all along here, and I soak it in bleach or mould and mildew cleaner and just leave it on there for 24 hours, and it brings out, lifts a lot of the mould out, not all of it obviously, but all of this was black. So it's lovely and clean now. But let's go and show you the seat in place. So a couple of things. It's been completely deep cleaned inside the boat now, and there is the seat all on. So as you can see, well, before this was really stiff to move. This just moves lovely and effortlessly now. And now if I just sit on here, I can actually, he says, pull this. There we go. And it locks in position now. Whereas before it was constantly sliding. So that's all in place now, all good to go. And as you can see, the boat has been pressure washed. So all the green gunk has gone. All in the cockpit locker has been done. And actually, it's still pretty stiff, that bottom bolt there. I'll show you. It's lovely and clean now. The cockpit locker was full of clay, so that's all been cleaned out now. And I put my bitter end on in there, so that before the rope was coming out and tying around to the post of the stanchion. Now I can tie it into here. And as you can see, I've also got the cockpit canopy on. I've got a few buckles to get for this, which I need to look at ordering, and some press stud extension pieces to put on. I've also put the replacement shower filler on, but I think a previous owner has put a different shower head on because it doesn't close, it doesn't fit into the recess, even though it's exactly the same. So I've got to figure that out. But that's it for this video. Bit of a pain with the chair, but it's all back in place. Until the next time, and some more problems to overcome. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.